Okay, so good morning to you. If you just tuned in, welcome to a part 2 more like of our conversation in Studio 899. We're streaming live on Plus 89.9 FM as well. Let me say good morning to all the friends and family who keep watching us. Shouts to you, Emmanuel Gamo. I don't know where you are going to be right now, whether in South Africa or you are out of SA. I'm not too sure, but good to know that you are always locked down with us, a very good friend of mine. And yesterday as well, there was a gentleman who gave me a message all the way from Zambia as well. Good morning to you. I can't recall the name though, but it's good to know you are also locking us down in your country. Do want to come to Ghana for December. It's going to be an exciting place to be. Now, over the weekend, 3 great superstars released albums. Sarkodie brought us Jams, Wendy Shay brought Enigma, and Kwabna brought Famisa. We did an extended review on Sarkodie's performance in the first 72 hours plus of release of the album. Now we're going to jump on to Wendy Shay's Enigma, spend some time there, and then we can soak some Kwabna. Now, for purposes of streaming and copyright issue, we shall not be playing the music live on our social media platforms. However, you can join our discussions here with us and patronize the streams as well so that they can make some money off you, okay? It costs them money to make these songs. Sarkodie spends hundreds of thousands of euros, he had mentioned, you know, in the making of Labadi featuring King Promise. So if he's going to recoup the money back, it means you have to go watch that video on YouTube. Listen to it on Boomplay, Spotify, Tidal, any of the platforms that he's posted it on, as well as Wendy Shay's and Kwabna. But let's now come to the conversation this morning with, unfortunately, we don't have Sway Kid here to give us some more insight, but we can do the checking on our own as well.
Well, yesterday, the team from Wendy Shay's camp, they posted something that I want to immediately share. So the Enigma EP is number 6 on top 100 world music albums in the US. It's
number 6?
Yes, on top 100 world music albums USA.
Wow.
Apple Music, it's top 100 Ghana Apple Music.
It's in the top 100?
It's, sorry, number 11. Number 11? Yes.
Okay.
Top 100 Ghana Apple Music albums. Okay, this is on your screen right now. And on Boomplay, it's number 3 on trending albums, and Audiomack is number 4 on trending albums.
Well done.
So far, as of yesterday.
Yes, not bad for the start into first 72 hours of release of the music. And just
like the man, Sway Kid said yesterday, the numbers have shot up from yesterday. Yesterday, you know, she was in, I think she had done about 90 something, or she was yet to hit 100K. Now she's, at least from the front end, not the back end. Sway Kid has the back end, but on Boomplay now, that album has 126.5K streams. You know.
Just audio.
Yeah, that's what he has now.
You will give them the insights.
The EP, the EP. But that's what I'm saying. That this is the front end. Yeah. The back end might be doing better than this, but at least she's moved. You know, he kept saying that. You know, Wendy's songs gradually grow. So
I mean, this morning, Serial drove into the premises of 3 Music and jamming Habibi. No, was
One
Habibi?
Man. One Man.
Yes.
And then boom,
One Man. I was torn between whether it was love for the music or the video that he watched on.
No, that video is from Habibi.
Habibi.
Yeah, one man.
See, God has really.
One man is
Habibi, rock my body.
I like what Miss G said. He said the back end is doing better.
Could be better than this. You know, but the front end, at least that is evident for everyone to see. It's 126.5.
To be fair, the back end is what the front end is what.
Are we going to say back end, front end the whole show? I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to survive.
The back end the back end is better than the front end.
Let me confess, when she started talking, I zoned out for a bit. And then I just came back to it, and the front end is much better. I was like, what? It's love.
Can you imagine?
It's a man thing.
And here I was repeating it.
So we can use the chart and then the system.
That is better for you.
Yes, the chart is front end. And then the system is back end. Because we are here for 1 hour, so if we have front end, back ending, we might spoil the show.
Let's start our conversation from the texting mic.
Texting mic 2.
1, 2, 2. Is the mic quick? 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Anyway, let's start with direction of the album and what what she and the team wanted to achieve to what is out there and what we have derived from it. For me, I get a sense of a worldly album, not necessarily touching on Afro beats. I think she went hard with her, I don't know whether I should say dancehall or soca or
soca, yes, Caribbean, like a Caribbean touch,
yes.
You can sense the Caribbean touch.
I think there's a place where all that converges. There's a bit of dancehall in her lyricism and her songwriting. There's a lot of reggae dancehall vibe because there's all the Bad Girl and Give Me My Money and all that is really dancehall inspired lyricism. But the beats have that soca vibe and that Afro vibe. And the tempo of like Habibi like this is very oriental.
It's really oriental actually.
I would have loved to see Sonia Chiba on that record.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Sonia Chiba should be on that record.
The very day I heard it, I was like, this reminds me of Sonia Chiba's music. Sonny, Mama.
Maybe they should do a remix.
Serious. That's how Bibi,
Yeah, but that's a winning formula.
Yeah.
And that's the largest market on the planet.
Yeah.
So,
the
Hindu
exactly.
You know, Mariama also has the same oriental vibe, right?
Mariama.
Oh, it's also on the album. It has that same.
I thought you were talking about somebody.
No, it's also on that album. It also has that same oriental vibe.
I think that's on purpose. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I've seen some people dancing already to the Habibi.
Yeah.
I saw her herself put out that video.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that's like their flagship.
Seems like, that's what I was going to say.
Even though I don't agree with that being the flagship, and I'll explain
looking at the
why.
fact that Sarkodie could have done an Afrobeat album and Wendy Shay could have done an Afrobeat album. Here are two great artists who have all taken a step away from Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Is that something we are picking up from this vibe?
Wendy Shay actually did say that, I mean, the interview here, she said that she wanted to be herself. She wanted to be who she's always seen herself as, and not just because she's known for doing controversial music. So this was intentional. And you look back in 2019 where she dropped, is it Shay? No, not the album.
Shining Star or Shay on You.
Let me just cross check. I don't want to miss out on that. That album also had no features. It was just Wendy on there, but that album had a lot of controversial hits. Like some 23, Shay on You 2019. So he had some 35. He had Uber Driver. He had Bedroom Commando. He had Hasta La Vista. He had Massacre. He had all sort of interesting commercial hits to enter the Ghanaian market and test their pulses and stuff like that. Then she moved on to do Shining Star in 2021, which had features, how to work with other artists and stuff like that. I think Enigma is more or less a project that reincarnates Wendy Shay as an artist. You've heard me on these records. Now let me show you what else I could do. The same way Black Sheriff would say, I didn't want to feature anybody else on my album, on my first album, because I want people to know that this is my story, this is my sound. Get used to it before you get used to me being on other.
So you feel sound. This is the Wendy Shay?
I feel like this is Wendy Shay.
This is.
And Ricky and I were talking about. I'm not to cut you. Ricky and I were talking about it just before we got into the studio that Wendy Shay actually sang. She had the creative freedom to sing the way she would want to sing, like the way she came to perform here. We're like, oh, Wendy, you can sing, So I feel like it's all part of the strategy. But hey, I mean, we were just on the outside, so.
Yeah. So on her singing as well, I was going to come to when she came here. We realized that she has range. I think Wendy has vocal range. Prior to her coming here, I hadn't really heard her sing the way she sang that day, right? And so I think that it's also part of the reason why she's released an album, an EP like this, so that we are able to tell. Because if you remember, coming into the industry, people said, "Oh, she's jumping off the back of Ebony, God rest her soul, and she doesn't even know how to sing, and the songs she's doing are for Ebony." So I'm sure she couldn't find herself then. But I think with this particular EP, she's actually just reiterating what some people may know that we don't know, just putting her true self out there and letting us see her for her. And I think it's good. I like how she actually goes in between all of the songs is actually really good to listen to. The whole EP, and the fact that it just lasts 15 minutes gives you that time to listen to it over and over and over again. And then with the songs as well, I noticed they are just really short
exactly.
songs. Really short. It adds up to 15 minutes. So you just get to, listen to it over and over and over and over again. And I think that will help it in the long run.
So would you say the album has good replay value?
It does have good replay value, because you know what happens with EPs and albums when it's lengthy, when it goes over an hour, sometimes over 2 hours, you even feel lazy having to sit and listen to
an hour.
Oh, Chris Brown
released,
it does. Chris Brown released
and
like over 20 something songs on an album.
Yeah, it does. It goes over over an hour, and then you have to just skip through. Right, but this one you're like, 15 minutes is going to come really soon, and then you just listen to it all. So yeah,
what about the whole idea of she not doing features on the album? I mean,
well, before we even go to features, I have a different perception about the EP. Now, like Lenny said, she sings on this one. They both said that, but it gives me a different Wendy Shay. The only 2 songs on the EP that tells me that this is Wendy Shay, or makes, if I didn't know the artist and I was just listening to the voice, that will say, this is a Wendy Shay kind of song, is Murder and Heaven.
Heaven, yeah.
Everything else is different. I don't know, what difference she was trying to portray, and everything else sounded the same.
Interesting.
That's how it felt to me, because I'm not listening one after the other. I just played the whole thing on Boomplay, and apart from Murder and Heaven, that sounded like a Wendy Shay. Like we're talking about
and
BB.
Maybe to an extent, one man, right?
Yeah, to an extent, one man. But there are BB, Mariama, and all. And I'm like, okay, where is she heading? Maybe there's a different target audience that she's looking at now that we do not know about, because this is not the Wendy Shay I've known. And if you even look at the lyrics, the shots that we would expect, to, grow on us. Maybe a pressure, we have those lyrics sticking on our lips and we are singing it. The one, I'll say,
but don't you think that's what Olele was saying with regards to this is the Wendy that,
she also said that during the interview, but I'm saying that I don't know what strategy she has for it to, don't grow on us. Because if you're used to a certain kind of artist...
Cyril has been jamming to the one man. Listen, guys, sorry to catch him. Guys, I want to confess real quickly on behalf of Cyril. He drove into the premises, loud music. Like,
that early in the morning.
Yeah,
driving early in the morning at 6 a.m. with loud music in a Mercedes. Tinted glasses, soaking Wendy Shay's music, and he had left his family in the house.
One man is a banger. Haters are worried. Listen, they don't know. Baby girl, they don't know.
They don't know what you give them.
But I'm trying to understand which audience she's looking at now. Maybe it's not the audience she's used to, proud to today, or proud to the release of this. Because, when you're expecting an artist to release, you have a certain mindset of the previous consumption you've done and expecting that, it follows in that trend. Well, even though she's told us that, this is me, it's a me that I am not used to. So I'm like, this EP, okay, how's it going to do? Why is this song sounding like this? And again, the lyrics I don't know whether maybe then it goes to confirm that over the period is either Bullets has had some huge influence on the lyrics we've had.
So I'm picking information from. However, I don't have evidence to this, but I'm very sure when I read this, he would back it up for me as well. But from Coca, Coca says that Wendy Shay has got a strong market around Australia, New Zealand, and Solomon Islands.
Okay.
Probably that's why.
That's why. So maybe she's moved.
The Solomon Islands is where Adina performed there some time ago.
I see.
That means they are really in tune with Ghanaian
tunes, eh?
Yeah.
So maybe that's the direction of this EP, because again, it is not the Wendy Shay that we are used to. I was looking for controversial lyrics in there, things that I will carry on. Now, I'm struggling, apart from the guy saying one man is what they are used to or what they love, I'm sticking to Heaven because I've heard Heaven over and over. So I know what Heaven sounds like. I'm just looking at how the other songs would, grow on me, and I'll be able to sing it and be able to, and they are not danceable tunes. I don't know if anybody else
I think there's New Level. New Level is actually one that's a danceable tune.
It depends on how you're dancing. For instance, Habibi.
There are places that you can play one dance, and she herself dance to Habibi.
That's what I'm saying. For instance, with Habibi, if I don't have the hips that don't lie, I wonder how I'll be doing that. My body.
Maybe you're doing it.
No, wait. And I'm saying this because this is a time when we are entering into a party season. So are we looking at these songs being jammed at? Let's be realistic. Will these songs be the jam at parties of three people, hopping here and there? That's what I'm asking. I could be wrong. That's why we're all here to share our opinion. But I'm looking, which of the songs? In Heaven, there is no boyfriend
maybe she doesn't
will
want
not get me on my feet. That's what I'm saying. That I just noticed that that these songs are not tunes that you bang to at a party and get people dancing, unlike previous Wendy Shay songs that you see people dancing to. So again, maybe there's a different strategy to it. There's a different audience she's looking at, and again, she's unveiling who she is as Wendy Shay to us. Maybe
there is a reaction from Sierra.
I know he's coming to. Maybe we just gradually imbibe this.
He's told me that the songs you can dance to them.
We thank you very much for your sermon. We'd like to move into the gospel for today. We, the Wendy Shay Fans Association, we are grateful for your inputs.
Shay Gang.
Yeah, the Shay Gang. And all I want to say is that, look, yes, you're right. Wendy Shay, we know there's a certain type of Wendy Shay, and we are expecting that stereotype. I feel like this project is her being able to experiment on different things and present herself in new ways. The pleasant surprise we all had when she did the acoustic session here is something that I feel like they are trying to activate consciously now, because there was a lot of vocal presence on the song. There were moments in each of the songs where she actually brought her voice and her singing to bear, and that's contrary to the stereotype, quote unquote, that we know her for. So I feel like in expanding the Wendy Shay brand, this step was needed. Tomorrow, if there's a fusion album, that's the bad girl that we know, and then this soulful, soca, R&B vibe that we've experienced, we'd be okay with that. I feel like sometimes artists use their work as the biggest PR tool. And we've stated on multiple platforms over and over again that Wendy Shay was burdened earlier on in her career with a PR nightmare. Where her arrival was coincidentally played with the demise of another big artist on the same label. And that PR stain takes a long time
to wear off.
So instead of going on radio tours and saying, I'm not Ebony every week, the best way to do that is to show us. And I think this Enigma, something that doesn't understand itself, is the best way of showing us that she is more than the bad girl and the share and all those things. She's a vocal power. She can do songs like One Man, which are laid back Afro vibe, and then there's Habibi.
Does this album make Wendy Shay, to push her a step into becoming one of the, I don't want to say global, but let me start from Africa, African accepted female pillars, in music?
What Wendy Shay did on One Man, like I'm using that as a reference because Thames does exactly that, and we set ourselves on fire.
We celebrate her, yes.
Jackie does exactly that, and we hail her to the highest ranks. Gucci, who are the other girls? There's There's a bunch of females who are killing it in that space, in that tempo, in that melody, in that vibe. Are they breaking my waist in my head? How's that different from One Man? One Man. It's literally the same space, right? But why are we so open? That kind of Gucci, Jackie, boom, it's gone. But for Wendy Shay, we are still expecting.
Sarah, I think it's because of what Michi said. The way she entered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That so the best way to solve that PR problem is to show working. And that's what she's done on this. So I feel like the focus for her, the follow-up that they need to do as a label, is to make sure that the songs that are least
talked about,
that are least
Wendy Shay
that we know are the ones that need to be pushed now for everybody to have that. Whoa, Wendy Shay be this, because that's where the spark of growth happens. The same way she came on live session here and acoustically blew we all be industry people, but she walked in here and we gave her roses because we did not expect that. And that ripple effect needs to flow out to the fans.
Miss G mentioned 2 songs on the album that, for her expresses
Heaven and what?
And Murder. Now,
which one is Murder? Murder is Pay Me My Money. Which one?
It was the first song. It was the first song on the album.
Which one?
The first one is Murder.
Pay My Money is Hustle. Hold on.
The first one is Murder. So she has Murder, Mariama, Ruthless, One Level, Heaven, Habibi.
Yeah.
And then
I want
there's
to
the last
bring
one.
the
I think
question
Ruthless,
to Heaven. The last track on the album is Heaven.
Yes,
Heaven.
That's the boyfriend, right?
Yeah. Heaven, there's no boyfriend.
Yes. I want to ask about the number of songs on there, and if you feel
7.
we should have 7 songs. Yeah,
7 songs.
If a bit more should have given, statements such as, I want to hear Wendy Shay that I know.
I think she did what she had to do on the EP, really, because...
Okay, it's an EP.
Yeah, it's an EP. So it's 7 songs.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, my bad, please. Apologies. I was looking at it as an album.
No, I think she did what she had to do, and hopefully moving forward should also bring more of her out on different bodies of work, because she's still discovering herself, which she's made us know already, right? So I think that is one way we can pardon. I'm saying pardon because people will say I'm saying pardon because people will say that she didn't give or she didn't serve the Wendy Shay that she was supposed to give, right? In reference to what Miss G said. So then we can quote unquote pardon her for not giving us the danceable tunes and the
I get what you're saying.
hip tunes
she
doesn't need pardon.
No. Please don't extend the pardon that she's saying. Or else you mind. I'm her manager, please.
Not in that way. What I'm saying is, we will forgive her, we will accept her for giving us. Okay, let me just say, let me use accept. Exactly. Would accept her for the other side of her that she's given us, rather than not giving us, that whole danceable. Maybe in another EP or in another album, she'll serve us with the typical Wendy Shay that we know.
I think.
Sorry for trying to bite you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think the position.
We out here, man.
I think the positioning of Wendy on this, new era that she's given us is like a party going on for the first 4 years. Do what the people want you to, see, and then now you can't do yourself in there. And then she's done that for us. And for me, like I said, I went to the album to listen.
The EP.
And beg your pardon. I went to the EP to listen, and to be very, very honest, I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was really good.
I'm not saying that we don't like it. I'm just saying that I've been a consumer of Wendy Shay's music. It is not what I've known her for. I'm not saying that she should not be dynamic. Of course, she sat here and told us that, look, this is me now, and she said that she influenced most of the lyrics. So that's why I'm saying that now it is very evident, if you listen to the song, that Bullet had a huge influence in most of the songs we've heard prior to now, because you can see a Wendy Shay lyrics now, or what she sounds like from her writing prowess as compared to what Bullet would infuse in what she used to sound like. So, and again, I am more concerned about the commercial value of these EP that she's released, especially as we are going into a party season. Then Coca comes in to say, oh, maybe this is not the target audience. So I'm more like, which target audience? What's the commercial value of what you've given to us?
Question.
And again, because people are now going to be knowing a new Wendy Shay, are we ready to imbibe this new Wendy Shay? How is she projecting that on us? How are they pushing it on us? Because again, if someone like me would have to be convinced many times to go beyond maybe a certain number of songs here that sound like the Wendy Shay I want to hear, but what's the strategy to get me to fall in love with all the other tracks? So these are what we are looking at. It's not more like about Wendy Shay sounding. I don't want the conversation to be like, oh, we are critiquing that she's moved to become something else or she's been dynamic. We are saying that what's the strategy? Because now as we speak now, earlier it was 120 something, it's 131.1K now on boom play. So maybe there's something they're doing that, like the guy said, was get it to gradually grow on us. That is what I want to understand. Maybe there's some strategy we do not know about.
See, other question you wanted to pop.
Let's look at an album called Enigma. We don't know that the EP. We don't know the artist from anywhere. Olele, how much would you rank the album on the song, the enjoyability, the music?
Rating it?
Yeah, rating it. Forget about Wendy Shay. Let's say it's not a Wendy Shay album.
I'll give it an 8.
You just went on Boomplay Shuffle.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 straight. I'll give it an 8 straight.
Maybe a 9. I actually enjoyed the songs.
You don't know about Wendy Shay from anywhere.
I actually enjoyed the songs. So for me, what it is for me is, like, I like to listen to songs. So I enjoy songs a lot. Sometimes the weirdest of songs that people don't like, I will like. So I think I like it.
So what would you rate it?
I said a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Miss G.
I don't have ratings for it.
No, you don't know the song.
I don't have ratings for it. Yesterday I didn't have ratings for Sarkodie's album, and it was okay. I don't have ratings for it.
She wants to be stubborn. I'll deal with
it. I don't have ratings for it.
I know. I'll deal with it. Don't worry.
I think which is okay. Maybe later
yesterday
she will.
On Sarkodie's album, I didn't have ratings for it, and I said today I don't have ratings because I try not to. When I want to rate something, I want to be able to rate it and be sure in my heart that I've rated it. And I don't want to rate it in a way that will upset anybody. So I'd rather not rate anybody's work.
What's your rating?
You understand?
You don't know Wendy Shay from anywhere. It's an album. I said, Jay, play this in your car. Tell me about the artist.
Let me rate Miss G.
No. First. No. I go scatter here.
Why are you forcing people to rate when they don't have
I want to make a point.
I'd give a Wendy Shay Enigma. Sorry, I'd give an Enigma EP a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
You can explain later. Let me finish what I'm saying. I feel like the brand.
How would you rate it, Cyril?
Me, if I didn't know Wendy Shay from anywhere, I'll give it an 8.
An 8 is an 8. Straight.
I feel like the brand and the persona Wendy Shay, her journey, her stories, the PR challenges, what we've known her for and put her in a certain box, is casting a shadow on the creative work that she's presenting to us now. So we are not looking at the work so much.
We're looking at the
person.
But what are we looking at all this while? We've been talking about the music.
G, let me learn.
No, what I'm trying to... Okay,
jet fuel is expensive. When I read
go ahead.
Jet fuel is expensive.
You should go with an ego next time.
Yeah, praise the Lord. So as I was saying, I feel, me personally, my observation, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to have this observation, the persona and the brand Wendy Shay is going to affect how people
take in the product.
And that's fine, right? But I feel like it's putting a lot of pressure on how people want to look at the song, because each song on there is actually very good.
Yeah.
Each song on there is actually very good. But what we do as reflexes, we are doing, this song is great, but it's not like what she did last time. This song is great, but it's not like what I expected. There's always a suffix to our statement, and that's where I think she's going to be damaged the most by everybody's perception.
And Cyril, I think we cannot walk away from the personality. It has great influence on the admiration, the appreciation of the hard work, whether it's sweet, because it's the brain power that I'm using to think, and the brain power will definitely, a part of it will be consumed by whether I like the person or for example, I'll just say this real quickly. So sorry.
That's okay.
Nas and Jay-Z's beef. I loved Jay-Z. But so when Nas and Jay-Z beefed, I hated Nas. And because of that, anything Nas did, I didn't like. It's just until recently.
It's because you went to Ajimota. Listen.
Until recently when Nas dropped King's Disease.
King's Disease 3. He's done it 3 times.
Yes. It's when I started developing my love for Nas. Even because I saw, the two of them had come back. So I think with what Cyril is saying, yes, I think it plays a part in there.
It doesn't. That's what I was trying to say. That for some of us, it doesn't. Because what's the point, What am I admiring about Wendy Shay, her hips as a female, or I'm because you said the persona of the person will influence how we look at it.
No,
you got it wrong.
Other examples. You chose your example. We will give other examples.
Let me learn on what I got.
There's been a relationship between you and her on that interview. It might be your subconscious.
I don't want her to go far.
No, wait.
I don't want you to go far because you took the wrong car, sister.
He's just expanded on what I wanted to speak about.
Right.
No, you see where you have gone.
I don't want my statement to be misconstrued.
Wait.
That's why I want to clarify before you go.
You have your turn. She said, the way she was introduced to us and the kind of things she used to do in the past and the PR around her would influence how we are looking at it. Since we started speaking, nobody has gone to say that 5 years ago Wendy Shay showed something here, so he's influencing this song in this way. I don't think anybody has said that. You see what you just said? Now, sitting in this chair, I'm sure somebody listening will say, oh, because of Miss G and Wendy Shay, whatever. And I have never mentioned that. Like, Wendy Shay and I are good, but I'm just speaking per my opinion on what I have heard and what I would rather hear, still saying that, okay, maybe this is a new one that will grow on us. So let's not make it look like we are looking at her because this is how she was introduced and all. We are looking at the works. Nobody has made reference to maybe in 2 years ago, or she said this about this person, so it's affecting the song on the track. We've not said that. No. We are looking at the song. So, like how you just thought about it and said it, I'm sure somebody at home also would look at it and say, oh, because Miss G does it. I have soaked the music how many times? I've played this EP since Saturday when he introduced me to Boomplay, and I've been stuck. Even this morning, I still listen to the entire EP, and I am sharing my sentiments on what I know prior to today and what I think would be the challenge for people like me with regards to this EP. And
which will also be influenced by who you are as Miss G, because you are...
It's influenced about who I am as a consumer of Wendy Shay's music.
So when one guard put out a tweet on something, people will look at him as one guy, not as his enemy is Satekla.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they'll look at him as Stoneboy.
I don't get it.
If just anybody put it out there. So I think always people would always definitely carry personality.
That's what I'm saying. That is not the truth in my case.
No. I understand that.
So if anybody, like the example you gave about Nas, let me dissociate myself from that and say that in my case, I'm not looking at Wendy Shay as a female artist. I'm looking at her works.
Great. It's good you've cleared the air on that. Unfortunately, people's opinions will always be their opinions.
Well, it doesn't
exactly. So I'm saying that somebody will carry that notion in his head. So it's good that you've cleared that out. Cyril, you were going to say?
I was just going to say that it's not a Wendy Shay specific analysis that I made. We had the same parameters for Sarkodie, where we expected that Obede Paul Bede was the one going to come and do that.
I get text. Mobile money. I told somebody I sent me mobile money. As we celebrate International Ethics and Fraud Awareness.
Really?
Yeah.
Cyril, we are listening.
I was saying that we all expected Obede Paul Bede. Now. On the Jams project, right? Because the persona is bigger than the content.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why when we heard the content, we're all like, yeah, but this is not the song. That's all I'm saying. That from the get-go, a lot of people are going to hear when the Shay drop EP, and even before they hit play, 50% of the perception about the new EP has been formed based on how they perceive Wendy Shay.
Her works, not the human being.
Yes. The brand. That's why I said the brand. I wasn't talking about human being. I said the brand that we know as Wendy Shay. When they say that's why I said if you didn't know who it was, and I said here's a Wendy Shay EP. Go and listen. Even before you plug it in and play track one, you are expectant of some kind of thing, right? That's what I'm saying. That expectation is what creates the great contrast. Because when you play it, what you were expecting and what you hear, there's a big gap between it, right? And that big gap need not be a negativity. That's all I'm saying.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Nobody has said it is. Wait, let me just
I didn't say. I'm just making a blanket statement.
You see,
that if we listen to her music from a more neutral standpoint of wanting to enjoy good music,
might maybe appreciate it more.
Which is not even going to be possible. Which is not going to be possible. That's
we do that for every other artist. We just did that for Sarkodie yesterday.
You just said to us now that even with Sarkodie, we had a certain perception about what we wanted to hear on the Jams album, and that's why people are still even complaining that it's not sounding like the Sark we know. Why can we say that about Sark and we can't say that about Wendy Shay?
I didn't say we shouldn't say that.
I'm asking questions.
Okay.
Why can we say that, this is not a Sark we used to know. This is not a Sark. This is like Jams album. And we kept defending that. He said, this is Jams. So we're only expecting that, if we jammable or if there's a word like that. If we're able to say that about Jams and still expecting a certain Sarkodie we're used to, and we didn't find him on Jams, why can't we say that we're used to a certain Wendy Shay with expectations and saying that, okay, this is not the Wendy Shay I'm used to?
I think it's a fair statement to make.
But the difference between Sark and Wendy Shay. The difference, don't give her fans.
No, it's a
fair statement.
It's only right.
G, this is you should have been called to the bar this year. You should have been called to the bar this year.
Don't watch your previous videos, don't worry. So I was saying that the difference in that analysis between Wendy Shay and Sark is that we have seen Sark before as Jams. Sark has done what he did on Jams before.
Yeah.
So as much as we were not expecting that, we know that side of Sark. What I'm saying is that what Wendy Shay has done on Enigma, right?
Isn't Jams different to an extent?
Let me hear you. See, their mics are off. You see.
Cyril, don't worry, their mics are off. Cyril, their mics are off. Don't worry. Cyril, their mics are off. Don't worry, we can't hear them.
Give him an example.
Cyril, I need to finish. Their mics are off.
So yesterday, listen, bro,
we can't hear them.
Yesterday, out of all the pictures on my phone,
why are you sleeping?
I said, let me post my babies. Let the world see my babies. And you want to kill me on
air? Because you're yourself.
Listen to my point. Let me land. I told you jet fuel is expensive. When I take off like that, don't let me burn
it. I find you feel hot safe.
So I was saying, I've forgotten. I was saying that everything Sark did on Jams, we've heard it before. The first word that came out of Olele's mouth was Azonto Fiesta. We've heard it before, Sark and the party vibe. It wasn't new to us. We know he's capable of that, and we love him for that. But I'm saying this vocal powerhouse side of Wendy Shay is not that known to anybody. Do you get it? We know her for the bad girl, the dancehall vibe, the Afro dancehall vibe, and all that, right? But these things that she did on these songs, we don't know her for that on a large scale.
Yeah, I'm very interested in Miss G's reaction. But just before that, please, this is business. For a very long time, creatives have remained in the background of everything they have created. Now the time has come to bring them to the forefront, or bring to the forefront the creators of the art we see. That is exactly what Art Appreciate Creative Awards will be doing. That's Art Appreciate Creative Awards will be doing. Now, the Art Appreciate Creative Awards will be happening on the 19th of November, of course, this month, at the 3 Music headquarters. That's this weekend, this Saturday, exactly at 4 p.m. Attendance is free. All you need to do is register via the link on their Instagram page in the bio. Just click. It's Art Appreciate _ That's Art Appreciate. And Appreciate is PRECIATE. I'm spelling it for Cyril. Appreciate _ to reserve a seat. Partners are, of course, 3 Music, Hallmark Cafe, Rock North Studio, Lucent Wedding, Gandor Ushering Agency, and Global Ovation. Fellow Crusaders, as they say, assemble. Okay, so leave that out now, please.
What have I done?
Now, Cyril. Cyril. Anybody who watched Wendy Shay perform at this year's VGMA will know that we've had Wendy Shay show. I think for me, it was the first time I saw Wendy sing, not when she came to perform here. I want to ask you if you've listened to Survivor. If you've listened to Survivor, what did Wendy Shay do on Survivor? If you say we've heard Sarkodie do this, so we are used to a certain Sarkodie who's already done a song like Azonto Fiesta, which sounds like what we are hearing on Jams. What did Wendy Shay do on Survivor? She sang. Look at her performance at the VGMA. I'm trying to remember another Wendy Shay song where she actually put her vocals on, and it was because even the performance at the VGMA, I remember us saying that she's starting with worship. If you can cast your mind back to VGMA performance this year of Wendy Shay, she started the thing like she was doing worship, and she came to show us her power in her voice. So it's not that we have never seen Wendy Shay like this before. So I beg to differ when he says that we've seen Sarkodie in showing us Azonto Fiesta, so we know this side of Sarkodie. Wendy Shay also has shown us this side. To be frank, what did she do with Heaven?
When you say what did she do with Heaven?
She sang on Heaven. If you want to listen to the Heaven track again, listen to it and listen to Peshe or the previous Wendy Shay songs. So gradually, Wendy Shay has been showing us this side of her. So I would not agree with Cyril if he says it's because we know Sarkodie was doing Azonto Fiesta. Wendy Shay did Survivor. Play the Survivor track and see. Anybody who remembers the Survivor track, the track where she talked about domestic violence, she basically was showing us her voice dexterity. So I will not agree that it was because we've known Sarkodie with Azonto Fiesta. Wendy Shay singing, we've known.
Can I say something?
I want support Miss GB.
Can I say something? Yeah. I think
I want support Miss G some way.
I think.
Well, no, you get something to talk.
No.
Okay, so my mic there. No problem. My point. Okay,
let's see. No. You've been quiet all
after the show. Somebody go write for Facebook. Cyril like talk too much. I beg you, guy on Facebook. I beg you. I still make it talk.
Today you're not talking.
I'm not.
I think the mistake we are doing is we are judging a body of work with the same judgment we would use for a single. This is a body of work. It's a 7-track EP. It has a lot of things in there that we could single out and talk about. With what Cyril and Miss G are going back and forth on about, yes, of course. I mean, Sak, this is the first time Sak has done something unusual of him. It's equally the same for Wendy Shay. She's done something unusual of herself. However, what we need to look at here is the fact that she delivered. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, she delivered.
And we are slowly recognizing that our commercial artists are transitioning into the artists they want to become.
Into global artists.
Into global artists.
Yes, I think you know what I like about what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't do a body of work and expect it to remain just in Ghana because the market has moved. We are not looking to raise local champions. Kiddy, the real Kiddy is Dramina from Moonlight Cafe.
Yeah.
He's an R&B singer.
Yeah. R&B singer, yeah.
But when Kiddy is dropping a song...
shout out to Sydney Scott.
Shout out to But when Kiddy wants to drop a record, that could give him activation in certain markets or get him the buzz. He will give you a commercial record. Then after he will drop a project like Golden Boy. And it will draw you to the album to listen to who Dramina and not Kiddy. You listen to Dramina and you listen to how good he is as a singer. That is what Wendy Shay has done. Before she dropped Enigma, she dropped what? Heaven. Typical Wendy Shay. In heaven there is no... Yeah.
Hey.
There's no boyfriend.
There's no boyfriend.
Oh, you are?
Funny enough, let me quickly add this to it. Yeah?
I know where he was fighting.
Wendy and her team, I need to give them big ups for the interpolation they use in their songwriting. When you listen to Murder is an interpolation of Burna Boy's Like to Party. She interpolated the song very nicely. When you listen to Ruthless, she tried to interpolate Rihanna's honey, but I shut down Tosso, so we move away from that. Heaven, we heard her do in Heaven. There is no beer with Heaven. There is no boyfriend. Why? Because of the nostalgic effect. So when we sit here, we're having this conversation because we are trying to understand the science and the art behind album releases over the years. At first, these things wouldn't be considered. But now, in the kind of dispensation we find ourselves in, I think our artists are trying their best to also put their names in these conversations, not just in Ghana, but globally. Familia, Mr. Familia was the guy who sang poverty-related songs. But if you listen to Sounds of Peter is arguably one of the best albums we've had from this country.
That's a really good one.
I haven't had the chance to exhaust all of it though, but yeah. I should.
You get me? You should actually take your time. And the only problem I had with Sounds of Peter was the arrangement of the songs. But it's okay. But if you listen to that piece of work, that was familiar. And he even tells you that, look, people know him as familiar, but now he's Peter. You see, our artists are evolving.
Yeah, I think that song, that classic, is it Praise?
Praise.
Yeah, it was.
You know, when he dropped Praise, right? Everyone was like, whoa.
Honestly.
Whoa, familiar,
I agree
whoa.
with you, yeah.
And that song went viral. Then even on the album, he has Thank You, which is like a part 2 of Praise.
Yeah.
So now Peter sees that, I think I knocked that in. So either I continue in that stride or I tell people that, you know what, I can do more of this and other things. That is what's Wendy is trying to do. Like I said, in 2019, she knew she had no features, right? She came into the what do you call it? She came into the industry with several hit songs. So if you ask me, Show on You was like a compilation of hit singles that were doing the rounds, around the country, and that is where we have that perception that Wendy Shay is the kind of lady or the kind of artist to give us that kind of music. In her EP, normally, Cyril, educate me if I'm wrong. Normally, if an artist wants to break into a market with a project, they will start an EP, right? Because an EP is supposed to be like a short project for you to know the introductory project, right? Wendy Shay has dropped Shay on You 2019. She dropped what do you call it? Shining Star in 2021. And in 2022, she decided to drop an EP. That is why I said that it is possible that she's using this project as a reintroduction into the market to let other people know that, look, I can do this.
Praise the Lord.
But I can also do that. Yeah. So in any area you find yourself in, I can fit into that conversation. There are some songs in there, like, look, one of the beautiful records apart from the one Mother We Love, I listened to New Level today. High Life. Yeah. Pure high life, but with contemporary touches.
New level.
Fantastic record.
Song as well. New Level is a great tune.
Fantastic record, and this record can be plugged not even in Nigeria, but in other neighboring countries, like the way Bisakade dropped. What do you call it? Is it Mansa?
Brother.
But is it brother? Was this one of? I need to be sure. I can't remember. But this kind of songs, or a song like New Level, can be plugged in our neighboring countries, and it could even give our artists opportunities to even go on these stores than looking at the bigger. Oh, I need to go to the UK. I need to go to the UK. I get the fact that maybe they want to activate the songs abroad, but look at the immediate picture, which is your neighboring countries. These songs could be doing well in Cote d'Ivoire. It could be doing well in Benin. It could be doing well in Nigeria, Togo, whatever. Activate these songs before you even think about going global, because the EP has a song for anybody in any part of the world.
Yeah, I think the EP has positioned her very well for
it's as simple as that. And if it's a strategy,
performance,
exactly. If it's a strategy, it's worked for me.
The consumer rarely has an understanding of what music strategy is. So I listen to it.
Consumption, personal opinion.
Yeah. But listen, for all you know, we don't know what her label has planned.
Right.
We don't know if there are any remixes to any of these tracks.
Right.
We don't know if there are any media activations, digital activations around these tracks. We are not privy to anything apart from the content they've given us. But we cannot conclude that is it cut and dry. Like you are saying, the diversity on the EP allows her to plug into various conversations. Miss, you are looking at me too serious.
Because you are repeating things I've said, so I'm just looking at you. I've asked about their strategy and whether it's a new strategy. So I'm just looking at you.
You are coming for us.
There's a ceremony at the National Theatre Conference Center this afternoon at 3 p.m. Miss G has been called alone to the bar.
One bar. There's only one bar available for Miss G. Private ceremony.
What kind of bar is that?
There was a picture.
They should bring the bar here.
There was a picture that a friend of mine posted on the same day that the lawyers were called to the bar. He went to stand by a bar. He says he has also been called. It's
close. Everyone have a bar. No, but seriously, I think we should learn to critique the music more on the production quality, the production style, the creative input, and the creative performance. Production quality, does it sound good? When you play this with the Wizkid, with the Davido,
talking
with the
about mixing,
is the mix solid?
What do you think? So hold on that one. Speak on that one for me.
I think on the mix, there's some work to be done on the more pop-oriented songs, because the instrumentation becomes loaded, and that takes the space of where you would want Wendy's vocals
to come out,
to stand out. Okay. So if you go to the songs that are more thinner on the instrumental, like One Man, on the other songs that the instrumental is just basic. That's, you understand? That's just 3 or 4.
Continue singing.
You understand? You have 3-4 instrumentals, a basic bass line, a bass guitar doing a melody, keys, blah blah. So when she starts singing, her voice is boom in your face. But for example, Habibi, there's a lot going on.
So it swallows up
there's already audio, and then you have that sample in the back.
And so for Mariama as well, I think it happens with that.
So which one?
Mariama.
Yeah, exactly. So in their production style, they need to realize that they have a vocal powerhouse, and their instrumentation needs to make space on each track because her voice is why we are listening.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When it comes to production in such conversations, right, like an album making and stuff like that, who is the star of the project? Is it the producer or the artist?
I think
in production, who's the star?
Because of what you are saying, in terms of because I see what you're saying.
The producer should be flexible enough to add or take away anything necessary to enhance the final output, and the final output is worthless if the talent is not the star of the track.
Because there are times where we've heard people say, "Oh, you waste the beat."
Yeah,
that means the beat was so good.
You see, producers. We forget that producers are also some of the most emotional people you will meet in the creative space are graphics designers.
So let me give you an example.
Music producers.
Let me give you an example.
You understand?
Like Deba.
Right.
Now, I mean, Deba's rap style, well, it is his style.
Yeah.
It just might not be the best of rap styles that you want to put it as compared to, some of the great rappers out there we have in the country. Yeah. But it is his style. Yeah. Yeah. But on a Hammer production, Hammer was able to let us enjoy Deba in a certain way that,
because, you see, I mentioned before that the more silence there is in a beat, the more creative the artist can be. Deba, there's a lot of space. Deba, then space, boom, boom. Then space, same thing with countryside. Yeah. Right. Countryside. There's so much space.
Yeah. It's Saturday teen to the one.
We are not playing. I have to play it. You see what happens on countryside?
Yeah.
Then the space, so there's so much space. So when Black Hole comes with the rhythm, let's get it.
That is why the melody was shaking his head
exactly.
Like that.
So now you fall in love with the melody of Black Hole's chorus, even more than the melody of the beat.
Yeah, and sometimes I blame some engineers because they want to hear their works.
That's what
yesterday. I think I put something in our group that Ricky was just making fun of about. Tags that producers put in songs. Yesterday, I mean, I was enjoying some song. I even forgot it was one of those random songs that popped up on Apple Music. And the engineers again, the engineer's name at the end was so loud. It's not the AA one, so this one you know your name like
Beefy did this song and you're listening to it today. If you want to call me on 0244.
I was like, really? So some engineers, and it's very tempting as a producer. Sometimes you are mixing a song and there's a string you played. You want to hear it. Yeah. So you push it so hard.
The best music has a producer who is in love with the talent skill.
Yeah.
So they are willing to do whatever the production needs to accentuate and elevate
their talent.
More like to work together.
Yeah. But there's also producers where the beats like I go like make those strings deal.
You see that's what I'm saying.
But those strings are clashing with the person's voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You understand? But the producer is also in love with his beat. So manage them. You understand?
The conflict of interest is what I was talking about. And I just to add to what Cyril is saying, I feel like we sometimes don't pay attention to that kind of conversation because if both of you are struggling to be the star on the record, the consumer will lose out.
Yeah.
And I am actually looking at, so in that case, what happens? Is it the mix, the guy who does the final mix that says, you know what, I think we should take this one out?
So the guy who does the final mix needs to have access to the data for the sound.
The stems.
He needs to get the stems for the beat, and then he gets the stems for the vocals. Okay. So he can decide that, this place where Olele, they sing this high note. Make a J this cymbals where they, these drums where they there.
Yeah.
But you don't get that with a lot of producers. That's what I'm saying, that the producer will not even give you the stems. You want some changes, okay, you try Count Studio make we see. He's already reluctant. He'll give you a locked file. That
comes with, why should I give it to you to touch my work?
I had to touch my work. So there's a lot of ego and emotion, and it's a landmine. So to find a key, if you speak to every artist, they'll tell you that they love working with this producer. It's usually not because the producer is so capable and is the best producer in the world.
They allow them to be free.
Exactly. It's because the producer understands and is willing to do whatever it needs to bring out the best sound. So when you find a combination like Justin Timberlake and Timbaland, they know each other.
They know themselves.
JT
like
knows
Sam Snare and Black Sheriff. And now Joker and Black Sheriff.
Exactly. You remember Black Sheriff said it.
He said
that Joker did the room that they play anything. When you reach the room, Soldier. He said you went there and he told him change this, do that, blah blah, and he did it. And we had a hit with Soldier. Yeah. Another producer.
We'll not allow that.
No, touch it.
How dare you?
So back to Enigma. The songs that had the most conservative type of beats in terms of instrument load, made her vocal presence much more felt and made the music much more enjoyable. Those that had a lot of instrumentation had that clash with her voice. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that if you are pushing her as a vocal powerhouse, then you need to create space sonically for that voice
for it to come out.
To rule.
Yeah, to come out.
Great.
And also, just to quickly add that it's very interesting that the three artists that we were talking about today, Kobna Kobna, Sarkodie, and Wendy Shay, are perhaps having the same theme or same direction, doing songs that they have transitioned into as artists, and are leaving just a song or two to remind people that, hey, I know you know me as this artist, but this is what I'm actually doing. Like Sarkodie did with Confirm. He gave us, his new approach on my piano style, and then dropped in Confirm, say, guys, I've not left it, I'm still there, so enjoy this one whilst you can enjoy the other songs. Wendy Shay has done that with Murder and Heaven. It's in there, like, hey, I know you guys are trying to put me in the box, but I've done this for you, so just, like, I think Sarkodie said it here that when he has to do a song like Confirm, he's thinking about his people in Kumasi. And that comment obviously has not gone well with our people in Kumasi.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was wrong.
Understand what the
like, talk about blowing things out of proportion. Yeah, he didn't diss anybody. I mean, sometimes, right? I've been a media person for 2 hours, right? But we, the media, we have to be responsible enough to speak when other media are ruining it for everybody.
Yeah.
Because the gentleman sat here and he made a statement that due to the way the Kumasi area is, their focus, their way of enjoying music, their style of music is different. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
that's the phrase. It's consumer behavior.
Kumasi. And I think one of the most patriotic towns in this country is that region. They love Kumasi loves what is theirs.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
they own their stuff.
Yeah. When you talk about owning the town, owning the city, and the way we do our things, it's just beautiful.
I think
so
I mean, what Kumerica was born for.
Yes, that's why when they birthed Kumerica,
we were surprised and excited because it's not traditional to them.
You can't take something and force it down on them when they don't like it. Trust me, it wouldn't work. Takrade it's more
liberal.
It's liberal. It's flexible. You can throw in a hip hop. You can throw in a high life. You can throw in something. Anything.
Yeah, I went to a club in Takrade recently, and I was amazed by their consumption of music. They could
when
sing
did you go to a club in Takrade?
2 weeks ago. I've been in Takrade in the past 2 weeks.
I will come to that. I want to finish.
I went to the club West Shop Writers. It's like a mall center. There's a club right there. Let me show you why I went to, so that you don't get me wrong. So there's like a mall there. I've forgotten the name of the club, and it was so packed. And I was impressed by their consumption.
Can the camera capture the arms, please?
Their consumption of music.
We are making up.
Like everything that was played, you see people jamming and singing to it. But to touch on that, Sarkodie, and then Cyril's comments about the media. Look, somebody said a few minutes ago that you cannot alter people's thoughts and perceptions about things. How people want to react to things, how they react. However, let me give you an example away from Kumasi. I don't know how many people saw a performance of Mr. Drew, Sefa, and So in the Volta region.
No. For the Hobechocho Festival?
Not Hobechocho. I think it was early this year or late last year. There was a performance. I don't remember what exactly. It took Agbeshi to get the crowd to jump.
Oh my days.
It will surprise you. I've seen a video like that.
Is it the one that Mr. Drew was performing to the crowd and they were responding?
They were just standing looking at him.
Your man was dancing.
So what would you say about that? That's the Volta region, is not Kumasi. What would you say about that?
Jeezy.
Oh, Charlie. Actually, but his
looking at the guy.
Everybody was.
They were like, bro.
And who had to ignite the crowd?
It took Agbeshi, who is one of their own, to sing maybe in a language they understand.
No, but Elwes like that as well.
That's what I'm saying. That forget about Kumasi issue with what Sarkodie said. Stop making it about the Kumasi and Sarkodie issue. I'm just telling you that in every region,
they like their own.
There's a way they react to some of these things. Either they don't know the artist, they don't know the song. You might think that your song is big in Accra, so it's big.
One term that has come out from Kumasi that I just like to use but not to use. I don't know. Boy. Like I like that term. No, boy.
Like before they say something.
Boy, who said
It's
like saying Charlie,
Oh, I see.
And that's why I didn't understand exactly what the reaction was with
the is what? It's from where?
Oh,
yeah.
It's from Sweden.
I think that's Fantio.
It's from Sweden.
And what does it mean? What does dreaming?
You will hear your...
I honestly, listen, I swear to God, I honestly don't know.
It means you will hear your...
You know that's my interview.
Listen,
you have a lot of bloopers. So I think she has a lot of bloopers.
You should do all
the cut to the short. That's now.
You feel pain, and by this one is you hear. You will hear your pain.
That's the BGM.
BG has been on fire.
I think he's in the States now or so. I saw him doing a shout with Kalkesi.
In the building. Jay, I just wanted to quickly add, whilst we wrap it up with Enigma, I just remembered that I realized that Wendy, for some reason, is introducing a lot of curse words in her lyrics. I'm not too sure what...
Is it new?
It's not new, but I hear too much. I hear too much.
I think it's the season. No, it's the season she's in as well.
Okay.
Because
like
she's come out to tell us that she's been heartbroken and all of that. So I think it's a season for her. Maybe that will pass, and after it passes,
I told her that look, that your Survivor song would have been a great song that would have been used for education purposes and even become people's campaign tunes, but for the kind of words she used.
I think that's where strategy comes to play.
Some of these things, especially if the song is meant for a certain purpose, sing it clean enough so that people can. I said to her here that the day she performed the song on the VGMA platform, I was cringing. Like in 24 Hona will use I don't know. Except maybe her target audience are people who consume those kind of words. But I can't play that in the presence of my father.
Yeah. No, you know what artists do as well, where they have to put their emotions into the songs. And their life experiences into songs. That's what I'm saying. I think it's the period.
Let me disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Thank you.
No, it's just how she's feeling at the moment.
Thank you. Ask contestant number 1. She said she disagrees, so I want to answer. Why do I disagree?
People are feeling a certain way about whatever is happening in their lives. We are here when Kwame Eugene comes to say that he did single because that's what's happening in his life at the moment. He didn't use any curse words, but also people emote to things differently. People react to things differently.
Like there's one that just used the B word. Which of the songs?
Two of her songs she's done that in. You get what I mean? I think it's just the time she's in. That's
Ruthless
all.
Or the Ruthless. I like the track.
Okay, I would like to make a submission. So,
honorable.
Here is possible that she can emote as much as she wants. I rap and I swear bloody, right? But when you know the strategy behind your song, you either do an alternative mix that has cleaner words, or you do a clean mix that a producer works on so that it can travel further. Even Eminem has clean songs. Nas, Jay-Z, 50 Cent,
we rarely see that from our artists, though. Explicit content.
Yes,
for those who
want
to
because why would you think Eminem, probably the most selling rap artist on the planet in history, would go to the extent of minus all his success and still censor his songs? Because the fact remains that censored songs or cleaner songs travel further than explicit songs, because not everybody is in that emotional space
want to listen to all that
and emote with you, the singer, at the same time. You see, when you are playing Black Sheriff's Who Never Hands in the Air, when you are alone in your car, it kind of stings a bit. When you're alone and you're listening to that song, you don't get that euphoria moment unless you're in a crowd. When you're in a crowd and they play that song, the emotional connection exists. So who never, everybody goes, because the emotional space is different. So even that Black Sheriff song, if there was a cleaner version for that line, that could maintain that kind of fun as well. People would even turn up that space. But when you listen to it alone, it's different from when you listen to it with the crowd. Because the emotional connections are different. So for Wendy Shay, if it's a breakup song and she really wants to tell the guy how she feel, and you're a girl or you're a guy and you want to wear your headphones and sit on your porch and soak it and really also connect emotionally, she should swear more. You understand? Because the connection is there. But guess what? If you are at the family barbecue and you are playing the nobody's going to turn the music on. So as an artist, that right that you have to express yourself, however, now becomes a limitation to how your potential fans can interact with your
talking
music.
about music that positions relationship issues or speaks to relationship issues. The setup by Obi Trice. It's the lyrics of the song has about 99.9% cuss words. When you're listening to the radio version, you just hear the first word of the beginning and then the end of the song. All you hear is beep, 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 beep all through. But yes, Cyril has a great point with regards to, and I think Missy has mentioned that.
Yeah, and I think
radio, because DJs in Ghana have complained bitterly about this issue of artists, always presenting the song without the uncensored versions available. And then it makes radio airplay a problem.
Very difficult.
But also that brings to mind the question, does the artist want to even promote their song on radio?
I mean, why wouldn't want you?
The approach is changing of late.
This is your home ground.
I think that's another conversation we're going to have, because I dare say that Shatta Wale sort of started a certain revolution against media houses and encouraging that you can push your thing on social media.
But he still comes back to the media. We should be careful some of these things.
Not to promote music.
I was wondering how long, how many minutes will go
Shatta Wale
before Jefoli brought up Shatta Wale. I would like to tell you that
does not
the
come
time
on
is
radio
46
and
minutes.
TV.
We went 46 minutes before he brought up Shatta Wale.
Shatta Wale does not come on radio and TV to promote his music.
So what does he come to do?
No, there might be
controversial
issues to come to speak on.
But
has never come on to say that I've released a new song titled On God, so go and play it. It just might be a passing comment, but that's not the purpose.
So
with that one, I can fight for him. I will stand up. In fact, I want to stand up.
I don't want to argue this out because
I mean, give me the instance where Shatta has gone on an interview specifically to promote his songs.
Really?
I personally do not remember,
because it doesn't exist.
I don't remember, but
it doesn't exist. So he believes in digital media,
So
promotion.
when he releases and he goes on a media tour. Which
media tour has he been on?
No, Shatta Wale hardly.
Wendy Shay Enigma videos. Which ones do you think we would have?
We have a beef we didn't finish yesterday.
I don't have any beef with you.
No, yesterday we were having a discussion.
Okay, now you can expand that discussion if you want, because the other people here.
What are you talking about? Front and back end?
No.
I think this guy was shying away.
Yesterday was about.
You can ask Olele.
It was about.
I'm not speaking to that issue.
You recall the issue?
I know that Shatta Wale goes to the Volta region and refuses to perform at Hobichi.
I didn't shy away from it.
Cite two reasons. And I said, I am not concerned about he refusing to do media interviews.
No.
But I am concerned
Let me make my statement.
royalty being rubbish.
Let me make my statement.
You know,
since
that's my concern.
Okay.
Since Miss G wants to throw me under the bus.
We will say that for the first 5 minutes of the conversation.
But once you finish, I've said my mind already. So maybe they can share the opinion.
I support Miss G. I just wanted to streamline her statement for her. But she got it the wrong way. Babe, I'm on your side.
But that will only happen if we agree that we have exhausted
Wendy Shay.
I want to move on to Wendy Shay and music videos.
The reason why I brought
we are
up
not playing videos. How do you move on to that?
Wendy should understand, or the team should understand that. I don't know what kind of analytics they have, but if you look at the stats, or you look at the kind of people in terms of the ages or the age group that listen to her music, some of them are young ladies that are younger than 18.
Impressionable.
You get me? And some of these ones would like to listen to songs in their car with their mom, with their dad, And so for a lady who has always said that she wanted to be a beacon of a better hair and ladies to look up to, the more reason why she had to even rebrand the way she dressed and all that. I mean, it's not just about the outlook, it's about the song she put out there as well. So give the consumer the opportunity to choose. If the consumer is, like Cyril saying, in the mood to cast out, they have the opportunity to listen to your
No, but she's done that on the EP. She's giving you the opportunity to choose. It's not all of the songs on the EP that she's casting in.
I'm talking about the explicit contents on the EP. It's
what I'm saying. It's not all of the songs she's casting.
That if maybe, for example, it's Heaven or it's Murder, and you are casting out there, give us an EP that does not have the casting out there, so the people can enjoy the entire project. instead of just giving, because the other songs
or enjoy some songs.
No, the thing is,
for clarification, it's not a Wendy Shay problem. Sank too said that
but that is depends.
There's a lot of explicit on Sack's jams as well.
No,
a couple of times.
No, it's a different thing. That is well rapped.
Bro, you are a rapper. You know how
it takes somebody who understands.
Hold on.
Listen,
one at a time. Yes.
The F word.
Okay.
It's on jams.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there's no rap that justifies that in the wrong setting.
Right.
If you and I are listening to it and fully and we are jamming, we don't care.
Of course.
Right? But the song is going to be consumed in public spaces all that.
That's
so even the same way we are advising Wendy Shay that there should be explicit and there should be PG rated versions, it applies to all our musicians. Because if even the landlord has not given us a censored and uncensored version,
there's a problem.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
That's a big problem. So
no, to the songs or to the bodies of work, like to the entire thing.
That on the body of work, you cannot preempt what the fans will love. So just do the needful and have the songs on deck. Clean versions. When something starts to pick up, you make the clean version available to the DJs, the radio stations, blah, blah, because a song can pick up digitally. But we can swear 24/7. Nobody cares online.
See,
right? But you also want that success that is doing on TikTok to transcend to mainstream media. And it's not now you are going to start editing.
You know the interesting thing, we've seen some of our big men or politicians use some of our artist songs and they've made money out of it, right? And I'm thinking that, look, the reason why we are asking for this is because we are even getting closer to election season. I mean, they're
going to steal songs again.
You know, and as an artist going into such a season, you want to be able to position your song in a way that even if they steal your song, you can make some cash out of it. All this is part of it because we know the music industry does not pay. You get me? Like, the
music industry does not pay.
Hey, it's 52.
One of the reasons why I salute Shatta Wale, right, is because of Mahama
Please
paper.
Repeat that statement.
One of the reasons.
Yes.
One
that
of the reasons. It's because.
Why are you cutting the guy when? Why are you singing?
I'm singing that song for you.
You see, Mahama paper was a very. Like, it's one of the songs that you want to use as a case study. Strategic. As to whether Shatta Wale is a Mahama fan or not.
He said his father is an NDC.
I can speak for him.
Whatever.
By himself,
so you grew up in an NDC home, perhaps.
But he dropped Mahama paper because at that time Mahama was in power and then we were chopping Mahama paper. Like the same way we see Kufuor Gallon, we say Kufuor Gallon. The artists at the time knew that, okay, I didn't know maybe the politician or the political parties will use it for their campaign songs. But we saw the crowd he performed to. That is even if they're not listening to Shatta Wale, that audience, Shatta Wale is going to get about 20 or 30% from that audience and add it to his audience.
No, so I want to understand this. Are you saying that the musicians should do clean songs having political parties in mind?
No. I'm just giving an example.
Just give an example.
An example.
Okay.
They could also use the song for song licenses or song syncing. Your song can be used for a movie. It could use for an advert. Like these are some of the things you make. Like some of the things you make money from. Kim Promise is an ambassador for EcoBank, right? And he's also an ambassador for Hisense. There is a song they have remade. It's his own song, but they've remade the song to fit
the brand
because
the product,
you get me. So if artists do not think in this manner, and they come back to say they are not making money from their music, it's because you have not paid attention to some of these.
I actually wish we had enough time to have. Okay, go ahead, please.
I just wanted to play the devil's advocate because with King Promise's song, it was remade. Yeah. So with whichever song that the brand wants to use, they can equally.
Example, you wouldn't have like a song like Black Sheriff's whoever. Now for that song,
that's the only part that has the.
No, I'm coming. So for that song, for example, I mean, if I'm a brand person or a marketing person at the company and there's a product I want to associate, the song at the end of the day, it might be a popular song, but because maybe it carries that F word, some brands are very, very particular about.
They won't even want to go
close to it because I do not want my brand to be associated with an F word, in any way.
Don't even know that you can even redo the song to
fit the brand. They wouldn't even
think
it in such lines.
They're like,
hold on.
And it goes a long way to defeat.
With what you've just said, right? Brands will go in for what they want,
right,
and make it suitable for them. I'll use Shatta Wale as an example. Again, people think that Shatta Wale's brand is some sort of way. He's aggressive, he's violent, he's a controversial musician. But there are people who he caters to. There are brands who still reach out to him to,
so let me chip something in. I may not be privy to this level of detail, but look at the engagements. Some of these brands engaged him at a certain point, but as at now, it may have reduced as one. It may have reduced. It may be he doesn't want to engage. It also may be that these contracts maybe have a certain time frame, and when they end, they may not renew. I mean, there are so many things to it.
Just saying, the brands can.
I want to bring us around to strategy.
Yes, please hurry up. It's about Shatta, because we won't talk about Shatta Wale.
So I want to talk about strategy, including Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale, Stone, Wendy, Sack, everybody, right? I want to reference Burna Boy's Last. There's not a single cuss word in the song. And then immediately after the song hits its pinnacle, he went and started his cannabis business breakfast. That leveraged on the sense of the song, which was breakfast. Now that song is the way it is because it had strategy. I'm going to mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 names. And these are the 12 people who wrote this song. Including, let me just mention one person's name, including Harvey Mason Jr. You know Harvey Mason Jr. We met Harvey Mason Jr.
The Grammy
guy.
He's credited as a songwriter on Last. And there's not a single cuss word. And the most repeated line on the song goes directly to promote breakfast. I need Igbo and Shayo. That is in the song 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 times. That line, I need Igbo and Shayo, it's in the song that many times. And that is the take home when you are listening to that song. When people talk about the song, everybody say, I need Igbo and Shayo. And then the guy goes off to go and start a company that sells Igbo called breakfast.
I don't think they
bro. I'm not saying
they were singing it because
no. I didn't say they planned.
I'll give credit to.
I'm not saying they planned
the Rain album where it empowered and employed and gave opportunity for people to make merchandise out of the album. You understand? So we can't downplay. I mean,
Shatta Wale for holding awards, Shatta Wale best fan awards.
I told him I was giving him 2 minutes because he was omitting Shatta Wale. He used 4 minutes and he didn't add Shatta to it. So I had to bring him back.
My point is the success.
Are you making points?
Yeah, the success is based on strategy. Because the more you are strategic, the more you can do with the song.
Yeah.
The cracker of that.
I agree. And that's
the
why...
The cracker of that. Wendy is now at 1,132.
It's gone to...
Accurate statistics.
Wow. It's gone from 131 at the beginning of the conversation to
132.2.
It will grow.
Right.
That's what I'm just trying to
I think, is it streams?
Yeah, the streams on Boomplay.
Wow.
Which stream?
The EP.
Also, I think playlisting will do well for Wendy as well. I mean, those who create music and playlist music.
Anyway, yes. Our time is up. We have to wrap up. We've had a very great conversation here, digesting, and I think it's been good. Equal share of time for Wendy Shay's album as well as we did for Sarkodie yesterday. Tomorrow we'll do Kwabena as well. So we entreat you to just go and listen to the album. It's Famisa. It's on all digital platforms. Let's support our own. Let's encourage it. And in wrapping up in the next 30 seconds, I want to remind you again about Arts Appreciation, which is happening here this weekend on Saturday, 4 p.m. Appreciating art and the people behind the scenes who make you, love some of the things you see. They're the quiet ones. Then finally, Hogbe Chocho. With Miss G and Jay continues after the show off air.
Shatta, go and greet the Chiefs. Go and greet the Chiefs. Come on now. Come on.
Hey, I don't want to touch that issue because it's a very sensitive issue.
Yeah,
however, we have enough money to refund. So
he should refund.
But it's not a problem.
The money that Shatta has
200,000. It's not a problem. We have bigger things to refund, not this one.
Hey.
Or Rick, I on that note.
Bye.
Our time is up and we have to go. Thank you very much and hope you've enjoyed the show.